Hey everyone, it's me, it's Joel. How you doing?
I was leaving space for them to answer and realized that they can't actually answer back. Hey, it's me, Avalon. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'll be sure to leave in an awkwardly long pause just for you. We're joking because we have sad news.
Yeah.
I guess let's rip the Band-Aid off. We're going to be ending the Literal Cat podcast.
Yep. It was a pretty hard decision because, yeah, as much as I love doing the show, it's taken up a lot of time, mostly for Joel because he's the one that does our editing and stuff.
Yeah, when I started doing this, before I knew all that much about audio editing, I had kind of, with the episodes that we recorded before we started, airing this live, I was able to get most of those done in an hour or two. And, so I thought, oh, well, that's probably going to be the standard we're looking at, is we can do these in a couple hours and then edit them in an evening and be done with it. But that ended up not being the case, in part because I started caring more about the quality, and in other part because we started getting longer and longer games, or just as the show kind of evolved, we started coming up with sort of routine stuff. And so a lot of those kinds of discussions ended up making the show longer.
Yeah, we've definitely had... Our episodes have definitely grown in length, for sure.
Yeah, I think the original episodes were mostly half hour, 45-minute stuff, and it's not all that...
Not all that condensed anymore.
Yeah, basically. It's not all that uncommon, I guess, to have episodes reach more than, an hour. Hour episodes, 90-minute episodes, those were kind of rare when we started. And now I don't think they are as much. Hour to 90-minute episodes is kind of just the range.
Yep. And that's the range for most podcasts, too. But, we don't have a whole team of people behind this.
Which has been fine for the most part. I was happy to do it because it was a fun, creative challenge, both to record and to make. But the truth is, it kind of stopped being that. I think it probably happened a while ago and I just didn't want to admit it. But we've kind of come up with formulas at this point for we know enough systems and there's enough similarities between enough systems that we can kind of shortcut some of the creative process.
Yeah, I feel like there's that. Plus for me, I find myself redoing a lot of jokes and stuff and redoing, kind of rehashing some points we've already talked about, which it's not fun for me to do, and I'm sure it's not fun to listen to. Something that you've heard us talk about 15 times already.
I don't know. It's my understanding that people don't mind that so much from the entertainment side, but
well, that's good to know.
I don't know. Maybe it needs to be more spaced out or something. Still, this was a thing we were doing to have fun and have a creative challenge, and just even on the recording end, it stopped being that. On the editing end, it's kind of stopped being that. Everything's down to a science at this point. I guess the other thing is, when we started this, we thought we were gonna have... we thought there was going to be sort of a team, not just Avalon and I necessarily, but even if it was just Avalon and I, we thought we were going to have time to work on other projects, and we haven't had that. Avalon has had more, responsibilities at work, and again, with the show, growing in scope, kind of, I haven't had the time.
Yeah, it's been a lot. I had to cut back on streaming and everything. I haven't been able to do my other projects that I wanted to work on solo because I'm working so much at my day job, which kind of need to keep to live. So it's hard to get my brain to force myself to make space for a bunch of other stuff when I'm working on this, and just the projects I'm doing at work, and then other stuff at home, and then still trying to find the time to go out with friends and family and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I guess speaking of that, I also need to actually find a full-time job. My only stable employment the last couple of years has been part-time. But on top of that, I'm trying to focus more on video editing, especially with me starting streaming up again last year. I guess good news is Avalon and I are not done working together, but this has become the chore that has kind of stopped us from trying other things. I kind of went over a list with Avalon before we started. We've talked about designing 3 different tabletop RPGs, 2 different video games, a couple stream series and whatnot. Some of these we've mentioned on the show, some we haven't. And it's hard to find time to do them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the part of that really kind of sucks for us is that, like, it's stuff we want to do, but then, or like we say we're going to do, and then we can't find the time for it. And, for me at least, it makes me feel like I'm like going back on a promise to myself, which doesn't feel great. But I know at the end of the day, it's just, time.
Yep.
So having that extra time to work on different stuff, and like Joel said, find a new creative challenge that, sparks a lot of excitement is really fun. And we're not like, we're still going to work together. We're not leaving the internet. So if you enjoy this content, like if you've enjoyed the podcast and you still want, our humor to follow us, like, we throw out our socials and everything on all the episodes. So we'll still be around.
And hopefully we'll still be working together. It's just, it won't be on this.
Yeah. So hopefully in the future you'll see a fun stream series from us, or maybe if we actually find the time to put together one of those games.
I mean, if we do find the time, we need to start with Tumbletown.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we gotta start with Tumbletown. Such a fun, dumb idea. I love it.
I guess here's kind of the timeline of events. Before we decided this, we'd already announced that we were doing another seasonal theme in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
We'd kind of already started hyping that up, and so we are going to run at least through August and maybe September. We haven't decided on September yet. My guess is we'll have like one kind of actual finale episode in September, and then that'll be it.
Yep. So yeah, don't worry. We're not going away just yet. You still got a few months of good old podcast listening to hear from us.
And I guess I'll also say that I want to call this a hiatus and not like a full-on cancellation, simply because I don't know that we'll never return to how to make a literal cat in your favorite RPG, but for me to want to do that, I think we would have to radically change how the show is formatted, and it's kind of hard to do that when you're just in the middle of it and you have to keep running while building something.
Yeah, it's hard to make changes while you're running. It's like, you got to turn your car off to do some mechanical work,
Yeah. So I guess for now, all I can say is we're gonna keep doing this. We're gonna fulfill our contractual obligation. Sounds wrong, because technically they're not. But we're gonna do everything we've promised you we'd do.
Yes, we're gonna stick it out through that at least.
And then we're going to move on to some other thing, which if you are following on the Patreon, even if you're not subscribed, and we'll understand if you feel the need to like unsubscribe because of this. Like, I know everyone who's subscribed to the Patreon is there because of how to make a literal cat in your favorite RPG.
So yeah, no hard feelings.
Yeah, I'm going to try and make the $5 tier more worthwhile. Like, I've got a couple of YouTube videos that I've done where I've got longer versions of them that I didn't think that YouTube's algorithm would like that I might put on Patreon. Stuff like that. But I guess, yeah, that's the deal.
Yep. I don't really have much else to say on it other than it's been fun. I've really enjoyed doing this, especially like in the beginning. It was like so fresh and cool and everything. And, if in my brain, if I could find a way to keep it fresh and cool for myself, I would absolutely keep going.
Yep. Which, again, is why I don't want to say that we may be gone forever, but I don't want to say that this is just the end forever, because, like, there could be a way. Like, we could stop in September, and I could come up with an idea in October that would make this feel alive and fresh again, and all of a sudden, we got to come back and do it and see how it feels,
Mm-hmm.
But I think in order to, like, if we actually want to make Badger Trove a thing, we need to try other projects. If we don't want to creatively burn ourselves out, we need to take a step back from this right now.
Yeah, very well put.
I feel like at this point, we're just rambling. Thank you, everyone, for listening. You've still got quite a few episodes to go.
Yeah,
so
don't walk out the door just yet. Don't
hit that unsubscribe button. At least not until September. We're gonna at least get through insert seasonal theme that has not been decided on yet here. Actually, has anyone even voted on it yet?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna check right now before we end this. No. Then again, the first episode where we remind people to check it is not out yet. I've said a few things on social media, but I think most people get their news directly through the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this will be releasing sometime in January, so the poll is over. We may have already announced the winners in the previous episode. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for being there as long as you were. Genuinely, like, I know it's not a big audience. It's not necessarily an active audience, but I mean, it is. Like, it feels inactive because we can go a long time between hearing from listeners, but also we've estimated there's less than 200 listeners in total, like dedicated listeners. And if we hear from you once a month or every other month, that's still a statistically significant portion of the audience who wants to talk to us about it.
Oh yeah, it feels good, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, thank you for making this. I guess thank you for being there with us through all this. And like, the show's not going anywhere. The character sheets aren't going anywhere, although I think I'm a little behind on uploading them. That stuff will be available long after we stop making episodes. You'll still have access to them. I'll make sure that you have access to them. The show episodes and the character sheets.
Yep.
So anyway, I guess here's to whatever comes next.
Yeah. Thanks for being with us. I hope you stick around to see what we're up to in the future.